Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Today it's live second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. So the action is underway, and we'll take you out now to our featured golfer here at number 1. Stepping up to the first tee, sights set on posting another low number here in round 2. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
And that's a big green. He's managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
They'll take it. That's a par. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait. And at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Good putt. Frank, players had hybrids, some had irons out off the tee on that short par 4 second. Time to get the big stick out here on third.
It certainly is. The third hole you play here, 3 totally different looks off the tee. This hole appears straightish off the tee, but well bunkered down the left, which makes you push that tee shot a little to the right.
Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
And now let's go down to the action at the 4th. Playing very poorly early in the second round, Frank, what can a player do to turn it around?
Completely forget what they've been doing, that's for sure. There's a lot of bad golf. That scorecard is a reflection of exactly what's been happening. So somehow there's going to have to be a change. There's going to have to be a change right now. Rhythm, fairways, greens. Give yourself opportunities. Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Well, here we are at the fifth hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. He's going to get you one way or the other.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the BioWare Classic. It is just an ideal day for golf. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're getting set for all the action this afternoon at Wetlands Golf and Country Club in Florida. And this is certainly a challenge, Frank.
It is. We really should rename it Drylands because that's the way you want to play this golf course. If you're not dry, then you are going to be wet. That swampland is just all the way around this golf course. In between it, though, is fairway. So fairway, the goal all day today.
And as always, with the state of Florida, you have to factor in the changing winds. Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. We're also seeing more long putters in the game.
Yeah, there's a choice. If you don't feel comfortable with a normal grip and you've got a few nerve issues, then you can, well, use a longer version, jam it in your chest, have a different fulcrum point.
Headed for the bunker? Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
Well, Frank, you hate to miss the green on a par 5 with your third shot.
Well, they say par 5s are the easiest holes to birdie, but the hardest holes to make 4. Making a 6, though, that certainly sets yourself backwards, so tough up and down.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Now to the second, par 3, 225 yards. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know.
And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. The third hole here at the Wetlands is a par 4, 460 yards. Frank, it appears to be a pretty straightforward tee shot.
It is, and actually, Rich, when I was watching the web.com event here, this is where I saw those young talented players really take advantage of a hole like this. Just ramrod straight. They teed it up and just ripped it down there, and these are the sort of holes they can often make 3 on. Bunkers sort of short, left and right. Plenty of green to work with. Nice high-flying second shot will be well rewarded here.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. So just a formality here. -1 in the early going. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the 4th. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Nice par to remain 1 under. Now to the 5th hole here at the Wetlands. Par 5, 635 yards. A lot going on here, Frank.
The shorter hitters don't really worry about the swampland on the left because it really only cuts in to worry the longer hitters if you want to try and reach this par 5 and 2. So shorter hitters, 2 good shots, set up a wedge shot. Longer hitters, are you straight enough to hit it into the narrowest part of the fairway?
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
It's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway.
Not too bad. It's about 23 feet away.
He didn't hit the flagstick, but he still has a chance. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. So, 2 over par for the round. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. That one is in the bunker. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Good look now at the 5th hole here at the Wetlands. Par 5, and it's a good one. 635 yards.
Second shot.
Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to 2.
So the previous shot into the drink, this now the 4th shot. Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. He did the right thing there, Frank. Well, Frank, the wheels are really coming off on this hole.
Yeah, time for some new ones, really. The best he's going to do, really, is get away with a double bogey, and that's being realistic.
Leaves that one about 20 feet out from the cup. Nicely played shot. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
On to the par 4 6th here at the Wetlands. And Frank, how does that water factor into the way you play this hole?
It bisects this fairway beautifully, Rich. 233 yards to the run out on the first section of fairway.
Frank, what's the key? You just hit one OB.
Somehow forget what's just happened. Otherwise, the same thing's liable to happen.
So playing the 3rd shot right now after having gone OB.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Still not home yet, playing his 4th. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Frank, now we get a crack at another par 5. The 7th is 592 yards.
And certainly reachable, especially with a tee shot that follows the shape of this fairway, which is slightly to the left. Good tee shot, you can get home. And those bunkers, if anything, are nicely placed on that left side of the green, actually to protect a shot that goes too far or too left.
Playing his 2nd shot here at the par 5. Frank, there's a real art to putting a good score on the board, isn't there?
Yeah, that's why stroke play is so tough, Rich. You're trying to minimize everything on a golf course, turn a 6 into a 5 or a 4 into a 3. It's like even off the edge of a green, trying to get up and down in 2 rather than 3. And you've got to do it for 18 straight holes. If it's a 72-hole tournament, then you've got to do it for 4 straight days. And that's why that's always been the best predictor of our best players, the ones that can go 4 days and make the least number of mistakes.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Settles in over the putt. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just a little tap in here. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, disappointing couple of rounds there.
And consequently a miscut. No chance of playing in the weekend, but there's more than one tournament ahead.